Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, what I wanted to do for you today was revisit some Spellbreak, but on today's video I've got some gameplay for you in the background. But what I wanted to do is cover some really basic beginner tips for you guys and girls that are literally just stepping in to Spellbreak for your first time, whether that's on console or on the PC. But first, I just wanted to let you guys know, if this video does help you in any way possible, please consider giving it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I'm on the road to 500 subs, and I really appreciate all of you guys and girls that are supporting me on this journey. And also, if you're enjoying Spellbreak and you want to purchase any gold and any in-game items in the store, please consider using my code. I'll pop it up on screen for you guys now, and I'll also leave it in the description. But anyway, let's get into the video. So, this is your first time jumping into Spellbreak. There's a lot going on. Obviously, you're overwhelmed. There's, got passives to choose from, you've got a class to choose from, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, first things first, start off easy. I would say pick either the Pyromancer class or the Toxic class, which is what you're seeing me use in the background. Now, just to let you guys and girls know, whatever class you choose at the start is you're locked into using those abilities. The gauntlets that you find around the map, you can chop and change those at, whenever you see fit. So with the Toxic, if you're going to run Toxic or Fire, I suggest basically using the other one. So if you, whatever one you don't have, so if you have Fire, try and find a Toxic gauntlet. If you have Toxic, try and find a Fire gauntlet, purely because these two are very good at controlling an area. They're not too hard to use, but they also do a lot of damage, especially when you combine the abilities. One of the most popular ones at the moment is what they call Dragon Fire. So what you do is you throw down your Q ability, which is the Toxic Cloud, and then you immediately throw a fireball at it, and what that does is it bursts into what they basically a toxic fire explosion, which does a really good bit of damage, very burst, very powerful. And it can really catch people off guard. Now, you don't have to combine it with the Toxic Cloud. You can just, if you find any fire just lying on the floor, just throw a little toxic attack at it and it will have the same effect, but obviously it won't cover the same sort of radius. Now, another sort of basic tip is for beginners, make sure you're not standing still for too long. This is obviously quite a basic tip for all battle royales, but more so excuse me, more so in fast-paced battle royales like this game, because with the combinations they can tag you quite heavily. So for example, if somebody wants to freeze you with the ice attack or stun you with the electricity, you can't be too predictable. You need to be sort of moving around so that doesn't happen to you. Now, some other easy tips and tricks that I've sort of learnt myself and would like to pass on to you guys is potions. You might think this is really basic knowledge, and of course it is, because it's meant to be for brand new people. But the shield potions and the health potions, they're not instant. They basically tick over time. So keep that in mind. When you want to heal yourself, don't do it in the open. Obviously, granted, there may be certain situations where you just don't have the chance to go to cover or whatever, but which is fine. But just let yourself know, keep it in the back of your head that, say you're popping a big pot, whether that's for the shield or for your health, you're very vulnerable still for the next couple seconds until your health is fully regened. So try and evade, but whilst you're evading, try and sort of tag the enemy as well. So sort of spin around, check your surroundings, see where they are, fire a few shots at them. That should hopefully delay them from being so aggro, and if it doesn't, then you just got to play your life. But another sort of tip I want to give you guys is solos is now in the game as of today. So if you're brand new to the game, I would suggest not to play squads first, just because obviously there's more players around. You can get 1v3'd if you're not next to your teammates. You can get comboed left, right and center. So I would recommend to play solos as your first introduction into the game. Now, yes, I understand in solo matches in BRs you can get third-partied a lot. Unfortunately, that's just part and parcel of, you know, playing a battle royale. But solos tend to be a little bit more slower. You can obviously fight more one-on-ones. Then in squads, you'll be lucky if you can get a lot of 1v1s. You're most likely going to have 1v2s, 1v3s, obviously hopefully 3v3s, but there's times where your team might be dead, they might have pushed too far, you might have pushed too far. You know, just take it from me, try solos first, get used to the mechanics of the game, get used to the movement. There's different sort of movement abilities, which is what you can see in the middle of my screen there. They're called runes. Now, there's a teleportation one, which I have at the moment, or there's like a fire one, not fire, excuse me, a fly one, or there's an invisibility one. There's so many different runes, but the most important ones you need to really focus on, if you can, is the movement ones. Movement is key. Like I said earlier, don't want to be still for too long. As you can see here, I'm always moving around. Yeah, I'm getting a bit stuck sometimes, but I'm trying to keep it moving. I'm trying to teleport as soon as the cooldown is finished. I'm trying to dodge, you know, just try not to be predictable. Other sort of tip I could give you is, if you're up against, see, I've got rock as my secondary on this particular occasion. If you face somebody with stone, try not to fight them on the ground, because you're at a major disadvantage, because when they're on the ground, the stone can go quite a hefty way. So if you're coming up against someone with stone, try to always be on like an elevated level, because the stone attack will not go up. It can't like rise up the hill, but obviously it can go on a flat line, it can go pretty far. So that's just another short little tip there. Just try to avoid being on the same sort of level. Try and hover in the air, try and jump up a step if you can, and then obviously punish them as quickly as possible. Now, that being said, you need to keep your surroundings. You need to be aware of all your surroundings. The sound is good in this game to an extent, but there's a lot of different noises going on. So just try to be focused. Like, you might be attacking somebody ahead of you, but make sure you're in the air a lot. You're sort of looking around. In this occasion, I knew that there was nobody going to be behind me because I had the storm to my back. So I wasn't too stressed about, you know, oh my god, somebody's behind me or somebody's going to come from above. I've got the high ground, and I've got line of sight on the enemies. So just keep those sort of, you know, keep those memories in your head. Think to yourself, is there anybody behind me? Can I get flanked from behind or above me? Try not to stay still. Like I said, remember that you heal slowly over time when you're drinking a potion. Also, if you see somebody, because I didn't know what this was when I first started playing this game, I was so confused. If you attack somebody and you essentially kill them, if they have a certain talent, which I have, which you can see on the right hand side, the blue turquoisey color one, that's a self regen. So if you get downed, you're basically immune for a couple seconds and you self revive, and they will glow yellow. I think somebody does it here in a few seconds, so let's just double check so I can show you. Yeah, I think it's this player here. Yeah, there you go. See, my player there, he's glowing yellow, and I think the enemy also glows yellow. This next few seconds here. Yeah, going to be over here. So basically, when you see somebody glowing yellow, that means that they've just self-revived. They're going to be immune to any damage for, I think it's 3 or 4 seconds. I'm not too sure. So don't waste your time shooting them. Just hover near them and try to follow them. And then as soon as they come out of the glowing yellow stage, attack them really quickly, because they're going to be very, very, very weak, and it's going to be an easy kill. As you can see here, I sort of clean up here. I clutch up the game. It was a stressful ending. I was on my own at this point, as you can see, and there were still 7 players remaining. So I was trying to be a little bit smart, and that leads me to my final tip here. Don't be afraid to disengage from a battle. I know our egos, he does it to all of us. We all think, oh my god, they're weak, they're weak, they're weak. I'm just going to keep pushing. But there's times, guys, when, like in this situation, I was outnumbered. You know, I didn't have any potions left whatsoever. And if I carried on ego pushing, I would have died and lost the game. So just think about that and disengage when you need to. Heal up, recoup, and then get yourself back into the fight to finish them off. But anyway, guys, leave a comment down below if you've got any other beginners tips that you think that I may have missed out, and that you think that this is for new beginners, remember guys, not veterans. So if you think there's something that a new beginner should really know, feel free to drop it down below. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. I'm going to be dropping a more advanced guide for everyone else, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.